Hello, listeners, and welcome to Spooky Time with Mike and Mindy.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Today, Mindy has decided we're going to give another Netflix movie a chance here, another try.
Yeah.
So today we'll be watching Before I Wake.
Yeah, so this movie actually came out in 2016, and it was the first time I've actually seen it show up in my, Netflix stuff.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
3 years later. But,
Yeah.
you know.
It's PG-13. It's an hour and 37 minutes. It's actually directed by Mike Flanagan, who does The Haunting of Hill House, I think.
Okay. The new series.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Also on Netflix.
Yeah. Kate Bosworth is in it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to read you the description?
Yeah, go ahead.
Still mourning the death of their son, Mark and Jesse welcome foster child Cody into their lives. Soon they discover he has a strange ability. As Netflixy description-y as that is.
Yep, pretty much.
We did watch the trailer. Tell me your thoughts.
It definitely seems like it's meant to be like pretty short, Netflix, maybe like a teen thriller. Like they're trying to like thrill some teens here, right? Yeah, I mean it seems, I don't know. We'll have to see. Like I feel like it might even be better than Wish Upon.
Oh,
which was not a Netflix movie,
no,
but like for teens. So like,
yeah,
I'm saying like a scary movie that's scary enough in its like jump scareness, where you know you get some shrieks out of some people, but not too bad where it goes on with you for a while.
Right.
It doesn't give you long-term trauma.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely one where it'll be a fun ride when you're in it, but that's about it. Yeah.
I think it's going to be scarier and more jump scares than, for instance, The Silence when we watched that. I honestly, the reason I want to watch this one is because of all the really cool butterflies, and then in the trailer they have these Christmas lights that turn into like fireflies or lightning bugs or whatever you call them where you live. And I think it looked really pretty, and I kind of just want to watch it for that. And I think the premise is really fun. So when you watch the trailer, you know that his strange ability is really that his dreams and nightmares become real. So they come to life and then attack, or you get to enjoy them if they're butterflies or whatever. And I just think it's a really fun premise, and kind of reminds me of like bedtime stories with Adam Sandler, and like he would tell them a bedtime story and then it would become real. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. This is that's a very loose association, but yeah,
I don't know.
Dreams.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited to watch this. I think it'll be kind of fun. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I don't really have high expectations. So.
No, and I think, honestly, that's the best way to go into most movies. Mm-hmm. Have low or no expectations, and then you're rarely disappointed.
Yeah.
If anything, you wind up right where you were before, and you're like, okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's just going to be a quick, thrilling ride while you're on it, but, I think that's really all we're looking for.
Yeah. All right, so second half, expect spoilers. We're going to go watch the movie.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Hello, everyone. We watched a movie.
We did. The movie that we happened to record an intro for.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
Yeah,
Before I Wake.
Before I Wake. I liked it.
I thought it was interesting. I liked the way that it ended.
Yeah, so because I really liked the way it ended, so I think we should summarize it just a little bit so that we can talk about the ending.
Yeah, so essentially there's the child is an orphan and is going to get adopted, and there's this couple that lost their own child through an accident. He drowned in the tub, and so they're going to adopt this boy.
Well, they're fostering him.
Oh, I guess fostering. Talk louder. Sorry. fostering.
Yeah.
So they are going to foster the boy, and they get him back home, and then they realize that when he sleeps, whatever he's dreaming comes real or manifests itself in the real world.
Yeah.
For instance, butterflies.
Yeah, and he's really into butterflies, so that's always a signifier at the beginning of his dreams, it seems, so that they know he's falling asleep. The woman wants to kind of abuse this power because he starts to dream about her son because he sees a picture of her son that had passed.
Mm-hmm.
And so she kind of uses him and shows him some family videos and puts up pictures and all these things because she wants to hear his voice and like get her Eskimo kisses back and like all these things. And the husband's just like not okay with that.
Yeah.
And then...
Which, speaking of which, what's the age difference between the two? Because the dude looks much older.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is it that she looks deceptively young?
I think she's probably deceptively young because I told you she's from Tad Hamilton. Like, and that movie is like from forever ago.
Wow, okay.
You know?
No, it's fine. I just was like, this is an odd pairing. I mean,
it worked. I thought it was fine.
okay.
But she uses the kid's power, but then also not only do his dreams become real, his nightmares become real as well.
Yes.
And what happens is the canker man appears when he falls asleep at school and sucks up this little boy, like actually like sucks him up. Pretty much.
He was a bully.
Yeah, he was a bully. He came into the room to try and like beat him up or something.
Yeah.
And then the canker man takes him. And then he falls asleep again at home. And then because she actually drugs him to make him fall asleep because he's not sleeping and she wants him to sleep.
She's also a nurse.
She's also a nurse,
so
yeah.
She talked to a doctor at work and got a prescription.
Yeah.
So it's like a...
Kind of okay.
A prescribed medication for sleep.
Yeah. So he falls asleep again and the canker man comes back and takes the husband, sucks up the husband.
Yeah.
And
then she goes on a fact-finding mission because they take the child away from her at this point.
obviously.
Yeah.
Because she also has a huge bruise on her face and the husband just like disappeared. So that I think the
and
police...
this other kid has disappeared.
Yeah.
So they think there's like an abuse situation going on. So they take the child away. And
Yeah.
then, so she goes on like a fact-finding mission trying to find out who had this kid before us and
Right.
what happened with them and tries to find out who his mom is, all that other type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and she finds out that the canker man had taken like another wife of someone and then a couple that the kid was with before as well. And then so she's like, well, who is this? You know, what's all the background on this?
Yeah.
She goes to where the boy is being homed at the moment, which is kind of like a school, hospital-like place. Orphanage? I don't know. It kind of looked more like a hospital, though.
I guess.
And they had doctors there, so maybe he was in an asylum of some kind. I can't remember. I know they showed the name of where he was, but so of course they drug him because he's not sleeping, so he falls asleep and like vines take over and tie up all the people against the walls, and she walks in and brings in this butterfly that his mom actually had given to him when he was a baby because she had passed away when he was 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out through the story at the end that the mom actually had cancer, and this creature that was coming from his dreams actually was representing what he as like a 3-year-old saw, and she had said
of his mom.
And she had said, I'll always be with you. And that's like one of the things that the creature had said earlier in the movie and stuff. And just like it all kind of connected.
Yeah.
And then now that he knew the reality of his mom and the way she passed and everything, that seemed to
Yeah,
stop
they made it
and
all go
like
away.
make everything make sense. So then he no longer was going to have those nightmares of the Canker Man, which I thought was, I don't know, I thought it was a really interesting movie. It wasn't amazing, but I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I did like, the end reveal
Yeah.
of, explaining how his nightmare was created from his, kind of forgotten, warped memory,
Yeah.
last memory of his mother. Another thing, too, I liked, it kind of had a bit of an aspect to Insidious 4, the theme of the mother's strength and bravery
Okay.
in the face of monsters or things that are threatening their children.
Okay.
So even though, this child was her foster child, she still went straight to where he was,
Right.
knowing full well what she was going to be
Right.
running into. And she didn't, well, not that she didn't have fear, of course, but her strength rose above it.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know, I thought that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
But she also had that confidence of having figured it out. So she went through it, and there was like a couple rooms that showed a couple different things.
That kind of tested
Lots
her.
of jump scares like we thought there were. I
did jump a few times.
You did. Glad you didn't have coffee in your hands.
Yeah.
So there was jump scares and all that stuff, and she kind of got tested and walked through the rooms, and she made it to the end, and she presented the actual. I can't call it a demon because it's not, because it's just a
manifestation of a memory.
The Canker Man, as they say.
Yeah.
She confronted the Canker Man and presented that
a butterfly.
That butterfly, and then it kind of stopped, and then
it like transformed into Cody slowly, and then kind of just disappeared, and Cody's the boy.
Yeah.
I thought it was unexpectedly good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'd necessarily run around recommending this to everyone, just because it's fine. The acting is fine. Everything is fine.
Well, and I don't know if I would necessarily go around recommending it either, without giving, not to spoil it, but just give a bit of a heads up. I don't know. Sometimes people experience like loss of a child. Loss of a
there
parent.
are a lot of like trigger warnings, I would say, for this movie that Netflix is not good with trigger warnings, I would say.
Nope.
So loss of children,
Loss
drowning, loss of a spouse, domestic abuse, anything.
Yeah.
Cancer, like if you lost someone to cancer recently.
Yep. So just.
Yeah, it's filled with a lot of triggers.
And imagery, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just the discussion topics, like it's imagery too. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it's something that you don't necessarily think about, but...
And it is only PG-13, so you're probably not really thinking it's going to be very extreme, but it really can be. Just from like what we've personally experienced, we kind of know that anything can really be triggering to people.
Yeah. I mean, just since it went to the realm of like real life, we went into it thinking, it's going to be some like demon thing, whatever, fine, pretty abstract, right? But it ended up being pretty real. So that's the only reason why
that's a really good point, and I'm glad you said that.
Only reason why I bring it up.
Yeah. And I think that's why I can't really recommend it necessarily, just because it is a pretty heavy movie.
Everyone's gonna interpret it differently and take it differently, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might affect you differently. So
yeah, I thought it was really well done though, and I liked all the CG just like I expected, to like the butterflies, and the lightning bugs were actually butterflies but lit up and stuff.
As Christmas tree lights.
Yeah, oh my gosh, and there was like a whole Christmas tree and stuff, and when the Christmas tree showed up kind of like all black and stuff, it reminded me of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. I don't want to forget to say this.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned the director directed The Haunting of Hill House,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So in this movie,
Yeah.
they were watching House on Haunted Hill with
Yeah.
Vincent Price, and I thought, oh, hey, look.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I'm like, it's the House
the
on Haunted
movie.
Hill.
Yeah.
And then they do the series that they just did the series like after this movie. Wow, they foreshadowed it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was kind of
That's pretty cool.
yeah, that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I liked it. I did like this movie, and I think since we gave you all the trigger warnings, if you're good with all that stuff, watch it. I mean, it's spooky, it's fun.
It's spooky, it's fun, and it's got I don't know, like a good heartwarming ending, and kind of. So the other thing too is, the one lady that kind of got cocooned,
Yeah.
we'll say towards the end,
The social worker.
became uncocooned and she was fine. So then my immediate thought was,
Then everybody should
what's
be
everyone else?
like,
And
what the canker man had sucked up these people, so are they fine?
are they not fine? And then I think the way they kind of left it open ended, like, well, that's up to you and what you can do, Cody. Can you let them go
Yeah.
or bring them back?
And they did show him manifest a butterfly while he was awake.
So maybe they'll come back.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. And I don't see it having a sequel. So
Probably not.
yeah.
But I think they addressed but didn't address, like, so did they come back?
yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah, they didn't come back, but maybe they will. I think it kind of fits in with like the whimsy of the whole story.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. It's just, it would be interesting if they do come back because, now in the real world, right, like her husband's under investigation and suspicion of abuse.
yeah.
And
Like,
then
how
the
do you
other guy's
explain that?
wife, if she comes back, well, her husband's in
He's in a
the
psych-
jail now because apparently
he was gonna shoot the kid.
he was going to shoot the kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
so... maybe that's why they didn't do it, because it would have been like, come back. Wait, what do you mean you're in jail? I'm
Yeah.
alive. Here I am. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was a good like hour and 40 some minutes spent. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I wasn't upset about it, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've got anything else really to say. So
No, that's all I
that
got.
about covers it. So I guess if you feel like watching a pretty light, spooky movie, but still very heavy at the same time.
It gets a bit emotionally heavy at the end of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it definitely is one of those scary movies that ends in a non-scary fashion, so it does resolve.
Yeah, and it is very PG-13. It's not bloody, it's not gory or anything like that. It's really just heavier in topic, I think, than anything.
Agree.
So,
Okay.
all right, I think that about wraps it up.
Sounds great.
So stay spooky, everybody.
Stay spooky.